What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Shadowrun Hong Kong. It is Shadowrun recording day, and I'm actually pretty excited about it. I like this game a lot. In fact, it's a setting that I think is probably my favorite one out of all settings, including 40k, Warhammer Fantasy, D&D, Forgotten Realms. You can compare any and all of them, and I think I like Shadowrun the best. And so it's always pleasing when I get to come back to this world and be a Shadowrunner for a little while. In the previous episode, we had finished off our mission to go into Ares and steal the laser prototype. We had brought back the GPS unit, we had talked to Kindly Chang, and now we had to meet up with Kindly Chang's friend, but we also had to sleep in our bunk and do some other stuff. What's a bathroom called on a ship? Is it called the Head? Is that what it's called? It's got a different name. I remember it's got some kind of like, it's not a distinguished name, but a distinguishing name from like a real-world civilian bathroom. Like if you work on a ship, the toilet is called something different. I can't remember what it is right now, but welcome on back to Shadowrun. I appreciate you all being here. Let's walk around and have some conversations, shall we? I mean, this is like, it's not always my favorite thing to do at this point, where we just walk around and talk to people, but there is a lot of conversation in this game, and I do think that it's important to the lore and storyline, and were I playing by myself, I would definitely have as many conversations as possible, but since we're in a YouTube video right now, I feel like you gotta keep things moving forward so people don't get bored. Let's talk to Jin and all them again. Jin frowns. Look who's back. Why don't you go egg a car or something and leave us alone? I, for one, enjoy Splattercat's visits. A hint of a smile touches Lao's lips as Jin grumbles to himself. How can we help you? Sorry to interrupt. I was just wondering if you're all still having weird dreams. This again. Don't you have anything better to do? Yes, we're all still having the dreams. Lao's voice is calm but troubled. However, they've gotten a hell of a lot worse. Jin shifts uncomfortably. Look, let's not go into detail. Anything would be great. He mulls this over. Alright, but afterwards you have to let us finish our game. Sure. He nods approvingly, then glances at Lao and Shiyu before continuing. Our dreams have become unpleasant, so to say. Darker, more violent. He runs his hand along his tightly cropped beard. Not all that healthy, if you ask me, especially for men of our age. We come out of them in a daze sometimes, and it feels like we've been punched in the senses, and the imagery. You can see him shiver as he thinks about it. Well, I said no details, so no details. That about sum it up, Shiyu, Master Lao? I have nothing more to add, Shiyu. Shiyu's eyes bore into you. No. Nothing. You seem upset. Is something wrong? Shiyu continues to stare at you, his face pale. He opens his mouth and then closes it. He seems to be struggling to find words. I know the feeling. As a YouTuber, I constantly struggle to find words. Normally at the front end of my recording schedule. So like the first episode of the morning, always terrible. That's why if you're filming a new series, you never do it as the first thing you work on in the morning, because it'll just be bad. You gotta give yourself a couple of warm-up episodes. Put them at like episode 30, 31 of some random series, so that like nobody will notice that far in. It'll be fine. It'll be like, yeah, it's a bad episode, but it's a bad episode on episode 30. And so very few people are gonna see it anyways. And then you come back fresh for the first episode of the new series a little bit later. Come back with all that commentary, all the wood jokes, boner humor. What's wrong with you, Shiyu? You'd better not be having a stroke. We're in the middle of a game. If Shiyu heard Jin, he doesn't show it. He looks at you and his eyes widen. You need to go faster. His voice is urgent and pleading. The shadows that follow you are getting closer. Excuse us, Splattercat. Our friend is tired. Lao clasps a hand on Shiyu's shoulder, who doesn't seem to notice. These dreams have taken a toll on all of us. Please, come back some other time. Understood. Take care. I'm not gonna... these are older guys right here. Both of them appear to be in their mid to late 60s, with the exception of... Is it Jin? Who's the younger one? Lao? I don't know. Whichever one is the younger one. The two other guys are older gentlemen, though. I don't want them stroking out in the middle of the pier. I need to buy some stuff. We got 3,000 new yen right now, and I need to make a call. What did I do with my stat points in the last episode when I got back? I wanted to remind myself here. I know I can see them right here, but I like going to this menu. This menu makes me a lot happier. So I went with quickness is what it appears to be. I went with quickness and I raised my rifle slightly. Technically, I don't need to raise rifle. I just need a better hit chance, so I could just put the points in right here and just go for it. But anyways, it looks like things are reasonably okay. We can make Class A drones, so that's probably a good idea as well. Since I've been relying pretty heavily on my drones, I am really tempted to go ahead and get myself another one, but we'll do that in just a minute after we conversate with everybody. I think we're going to do the Wampoan serial killer quest next, unless there's going to be anything time sensitive going on. I'd like to go through and figure out who's killing the Wanpoans, especially since we made friends with Maximum Law over here. I don't know if we have anything to drop off with him, but I'd love to get an extra pay stack, so let's go ahead and fill him in. Law is speaking into the air as you approach. His bulky goggles flash with an unusually diverse array of conditions lights.
Yo, T0, I gotta go, man. This is the cat I was telling you about.
The goggle servos whine softly as a set of lenses focus on you.
Splattercat, what's going on? What have you been up to?
My notoriety precedes me, I guess.
Hey, that's what you get for being vicious. So, what can I hook you up with today?
Got some metadata for you.
Yo, show me what you got.
I got the Red Dragon Association Just Go. Or I think that's a typo. The Red Dragon Association just framed. That's a weird sentence. I guess it means what it means to say right there is the Red Dragon Association has been blamed for industrial espionage at Ares, Asia.
Damn, that's cold.
Someone stole a prototype.
How did that go down?
Someone stole a prototype from Ares, Asia while planting evidence.
Vicious.
The buzz in the network is that they're getting chewed up right now over in Yaoxiamong. I wonder if Ares is the chewer.
Let's see what I've got for you. Grab a program. Here's my surplus stack.
I would like... Oh, those aren't any good. I don't really want any of these. Can I just have money? I'll bill this as a data expense.
Yeah, I'll bill this as a data expense. Wampoa recognizes the intrinsic value of information. Information is money. Boom!
Alright, so we got 200 more new yen. That's nice because that'll take me up and over 3K. I think... So long as we can either leave for the serial killer mission right now, or we can meet up with Kindly Chang's friend for the next part of the storyline. I don't know what the wisest decision is here, but I kind of want to go into the late game as prepared as possible. And as far as I can tell, were these motorcycles here before? Well, these motorcycles and these random little scooters. I had my friend's little brother in high school rode one of those little scooters everywhere. Like, he didn't buy a car when he was in high school. He bought a little scooter. His mom hated it. All over town. I used to see him all the time. He was a waiter at a restaurant here. He's a waiter at a steakhouse, if I remember correctly. There's a really, really nice steakhouse here that employs, like, a lot of kids in high school and right out of high school, and they pay really well, too. And the tips you pull at the steakhouse, because basically it's where rich people go to dinner. Oh, my God. The tips you pull over there are insane. The average dinner over there is, like, $70 for, like, 2-3 people, so... Pulling pretty good tips as long as people are doing the 20% thing. You'll be getting mad cash up in there. The only downside is that you have to split your tips with the busser, the cook, and the host for the day. And so actually, one would think that being a cook, a busser, and a host would be a better plan because there's only like 2 hosts, but there's like 30 waitresses, and so you'd assume the people that there were less of would get more money, but I'm sure they had a system to balance that out so people didn't feel like they were getting cheated. Alright, so we got Dr. Shen Yang in here. Let's find out what he's got to say. A rotund, balding dwarf in a cheap suit turns to face you. Light glints from the heavy gold chains that hang around his neck. When he speaks, the voice that greets your ears is high and nasal and has been contorted into a rough approximation of a New York accent. Pleased to meet you. Chang was kind enough to arrange this little sit-down between us. He extends a slab-like hand for you to shake. You can call me Dr. Shen Yang. Pleased to meet you. I'm Splattercat. His grip is as soft as his palm is moist. It's like shaking hands with a boneless ham. You share a long, uncomfortable, flaccid handshake before he finally releases you. Oh, that's not okay. I gave a bad handshake. That was an entire subplot of King of the Hill. When he accidentally gives somebody a bad handshake and he just like hyperventilates about it for 30 minutes.
I'm looking for a little outside help on a problem I've been having. Ordinarily, I'd handle it myself or have some of my friends see to it, but it's kind of delicate, you know? My guys would be noticed before they made any headway on my problem, so I figure, hey, I hire contractors all the time. I might as well get some contractors of a different stripe.
So tell me about your problem. Maybe we can help.
I run a little film studio, Southern Crown Films. We mostly do trid work, but we record some sims too. Maybe you've seen some of my stuff. Space Moguls from the Moon, Flavor of Pomegranates? Ultimate Kill Squad?
Yeah, sounds familiar.
Ah, fan. Good. It's always nice to meet a fellow film enthusiast. Anyways, there's this other guy in the industry, and we've been butting heads since day one. Name's Neville Ma, and he runs Yellow Spring Studio, and no matter what I do, I can't shut Ma out of the biz. He always manages to get one over on me and steal my stars. It's a tough racket, and if you want to stay on top, you gotta use every advantage that you can get. Recently, Ma's been running me into the ground with this show called Promises in Moonlight. The star's a girl named Penelope Wong. New talent, but the viewers have been going nuts over her. She's the linchpin, the one who holds the whole show together. And so you want something to happen to Wong? Hang on, I'm getting there. So about 6 months ago, Neville was out in Guangzhou for some hoity-toity party. He's on the road, probably drunk. A semi comes out of nowhere and pow! Wrecks his fancy new Eurocar Westwind. Bad luck for Neville. Good luck for me. I figure, hey, what's at the end of him for the year? So I start planning some new stuff he can't compete with from inside of a hospital. You follow me so far? Keep going. The problem is, the bastard's back in the game already, and he's bringing out Season 2 of Promises of Moonlight. I need that show off the air one way or another, and that, my friend, is where you come in. Okay. So how long did it take him to recuperate? I tell you, kid, he should have been in that hospital for at least 3 months, and in physical therapy a lot longer. Only took him like a week to get out. Couldn't freaking believe it. That kind of medical care costs top dollar. He's got a lot of money, but not that much. Recovery time like that means that one or two things are going on. Neville could have found himself a silent partner, somebody willing to pay top dollar for cutting-edge care. I don't think it's likely, but it could have happened. If it ain't that, the smart money says that he's been skimming off the top of Yellow Spring's earnings and not reporting it to the other shareholders. Okay, and you want me to look into that, I take it. I need you to go get me something to blackmail Neville with. Find out how he could afford to get out of the hospital so fast. He works out of his penthouse most days, so search his computer, his closet, sock drawer, whatever. There's got to be something incriminating in there. Where's the penthouse? Neville lives in Repulse Bay. It's this real swanky joint on the south end of Hong Kong Island by the bay with the same name. I haven't been able to get anybody in to poke around his apartment because the security is too tight. Luckily for you, though, Neville's throwing a party on the mezzanine level with all the shops and a restaurant, and balcony and such. He's celebrating the second season launch of his show, and everybody's gonna be there. Gotta make a real snarl for the building security. You might want to hit up the party if you can bluff your way in. Everyone close to Neville will be there, and most of them will be 3 sheets to the wind by the time you arrive. Some discreet questioning might get me the dirt that I need. Just remember, if you go to the party, don't use your real name. Go with Argyle. Should be safe enough. There's nobody in the biz out there with that name, so nobody will ask any questions about how your work's going. Oh, couldn't you just make a better show? Hit the apartment, hit the party, dig up blackmail information on Neville Moss. Sounds easy enough. He nods vigorously. Oh yeah, Cheng talked you up when I approached her with the job. Given what she told me, this job should be cake. Now the blackmail material is what I need more than anything, so if you can get Penelope Wong out of her contract, I'll pay you extra. I want that star power on my side. One last thing. I don't want you starting a scene while you're there. You interrupt this party, make a mess or trash the apartment, and I'm not paying you. We clear on that? Yeah, we're clear. Good. I can't have Ma knowing that I'm after him. In my business, everybody's gotta have dirty tricks, but if you make it public you're using him, Dr. Shenyang draws a finger across his throat. That's it. My career's as dead as the People's Republic of China. Nobody will work with me ever again, so don't embarrass me on this, right? Understood. I'll be discreet. That's what I like to hear. You scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. You can get paid, and I'll put the word out that you're a solid hire. Alright, sounds like we have a deal. His grin widens. Good man! That's what I like to hear. When you're done, drop Cheng a line. I'll come meet you back here and I'll hand over the money. Cool. So we've got an extra objective here. I think I'll probably focus on some of the other jobs first, but let's go get ourselves, I guess, equipped or upgraded or something. So, Droney Man. Reliable Matthew greets you with an expansive grin, sweeping his arms wide. Splattercat, beautiful. To what do I owe this unexpected pleasure? Why, you're not here for some robotics, are you? Shucks. Alright, well, let me see what's going on with the drones. So, do we have a... We need a drone-controlled data jack. I think we already have that, right? I would assume that we do, considering we've been running drones all over the place. So we can get an assistance drone. It's got medkit, smoke grenades, and a target designator. We can go with an assault bot. So how do you know what ranking they are? They don't say. In the previous games, they said like Class A next to them, Class B, so you could figure out what they were and what they were worth. The Steel Linked MK2, it's like having another runner on the team. Okay. I mean, I kind of like the idea. Which one do I have while we're here? I will probably sell off... Well, actually, it looks like I don't have that much to get rid of. So I have a Mark II Doberman. Okay, so let's go back real fast.
We'll figure out where the Doberman's at with regards to if these are any... Oh, it's only 1,000. Okay. So, my assumption here is that we can't really go wrong. We kind of just got to go up the list and find something more expensive to throw at our enemies. I think you've got a number of... You got a mobile pharmacy, the Drug Mule Mark 1. A standard mobile pharmacy stocked to the brim with drugs and a dart launcher. Okay. I don't know if I want to go with an assistance drone or an assault drone or what I want to do. Got a shotgun version of the Steel Lynx. We got the Sundowner. I think I'd probably just go with the Steel Lynx. I mean, it's going to clean us out. We're not going to have a lot of money for other stuff, but it's something. I don't know if I want to spend that much on a drone. Can you click that little thing on the side, or is that just to keep you... Okay, never mind. Let's do it. We're going to do a bunch of jobs anyway, so we'll take the drone right now. I'll probably throw that in instead of the Doberman. Later on, I can actually have 2 drones. We'll get an expanded gear slot in a bit, but that time is not right now, so we'll just have to wait it on out. I'll probably sell the Doberman right now just because I see no reason to control 2 drones, because that would use up 2 of my AP. It might work. Either way, though, I'm going to sell this one off so that we have a little bit more cash to play around with. Where are you hiding, buddy? There you are. Doberman Assault. That'll get us 500 more new yen. That'll put us up to 934. I would assume that I don't want to have a crappy drone when I run 2 of them anyways. Look at this little guy. Joni the Droney has been replaced. He looks like a little dune runner or something. I don't know. He's got like a dune buggy thing going on. He's kind of cute. I'm a little bit worried somebody's just going to like kick him and flip him over, though. He looks like he'd flip very, very easily. Although if the legs can retract around to the other side, it would keep him from flipping over. That'd be kind of cool, but you could flip him on his side, maybe? I bet they've already thought about that. Why would you create a drone that couldn't flip itself upwards? Let's go back over to this side, and I wanted to take a look at guns, and I want to take a look at medical supplies. I wanted to get a new assault rifle for my character. It hasn't been really, really vital as of yet, but it might become vital, so yeah, untis, get the party on. Yeah, break it down, 2-step. What? Let's see. I would like to... Wait, I thought we've already been in here. We get a lot of passers through after business with the Dockman or the Yellow Lotus. They get escorted here to relax and shop, and then they leave. I'm happy to never know their names, but you're a different story, aren't you? What have you heard? Not much, yet. What can I do for you? You heard about a man named Raymond Black? I seem to recall a blurb on the news, but I didn't pay much attention. Not a name I know. If it was a name worth knowing, I'd know it. Alright, well, let me have a look at what you're selling. I don't think we're going to be able to afford anything super cool right here yet. But the next thing I'm going to upgrade is definitely 100% going to be an assault rifle. So, we've got SMGs, you've got shotties. We got rifles. An FN Har would not be a bad call. Neither would the H&K. These look like they all do something different. Interesting. I might take the Smart Link when we get enough money just to make sure that I can hit my targets. I know that my aiming's been a little bit bad lately. Who is... Oh, that's El Duce. He's inside the bar. What's up, Dookie? This tall, well-built human has been watching you since the moment you entered Club 88. Surreptitiously, of course. He glances over his shoulder and the like, but you're certain he's been watching you. I hear you're the one to talk about work in the shadows. Yeah, that's right. He nods in satisfaction, his expression relaxing a bit. Good, because I'm looking for work here in Hong Kong, but I don't have my own team. Call me El Duce. I'm a street samurai, good with shotguns, close combat, and I've got a bit of medical know-how on top of that. My rates are reasonable unless it's a run against Shioese. In that case, or Shioese, it's completely free. Why run for free against Shioese? Because the sons of bitches killed my wife and stole my son. Duce's voice is hard and flat, anything to screw them over. I don't need to get paid for. Why take your son? Profit in biology. He's got the genes for a type O immune system. You know what that is? Nah, what's that mean? It means that his organs and blood can be donated to anyone. They're universally compatible. If a company wants to produce bioware on the cheap, they use sinless Type O bodies as templates to grow the ware in. Human factories, basically. Damn, son. Sick stuff, but it's not like we can complain to anybody. Officially, we don't even exist. Shaking his head, he looks away. Let's talk about something else. Alright, Duce, I'll see you. Okay, that's cool. I like how the Shadowrunners are kind of hanging out around, because that's how it was in the Sega Genesis game. The Shadowrunners would be in bars, and they'd just be around town. Or you'd find them during missions and stuff like that, and then you'd be able to hire them from then on once you knew where they were located. Pretty cool stuff. I'm going to go ahead and jump up in here. I needed to get some more 10 armed Ambros. What's up, buddy? I needed to get medical supplies, because I think I've been going through... I needed trauma kits... Don't really need a gold kit, though. I'm just going to take one of those because I used it up on the last mission. That sounds good to me. I got 2 med kits, so this should be alright from there on in. What can we do as far as cyberware is concerned? Because I really want to be all cybered out. Let's see here. We have cross-dermal. I think you needed BOD, though, to make this work, which is actually not the way that it works in real Shadowrun. They did that to balance for tabletop. I'm sorry, they did that to balance in this game. But in real tabletop, you can just get whatever you want whenever you want, and then once you run out of essence, you can no longer get any cyberware. In this game, however, it appears as though you need to get BOD modifications like cyberware affinity and things like that. Get some skill wires. That's pretty cool. You can get all kinds of cool shit. You get +1 to quickness, +1 to ranged combat, a Yamatetsu cyber arm. Man, they got all kinds of fun stuff in here. It'll make you think for a second. Might want to put some points into BOD. I don't know if the game's going to be long enough, though. In we go. I think we'll probably get on the trail of our next mission. I try to do these little filler missions, or these little filler episodes, you know, whenever we get back to town, but I don't think there's that much going on, so let's go ahead and jump on the MTR, and I think we're going to go after the... We can kidnap Rooster Low, we can head to Wampoa Garden, or we can travel to Repulse Bay. We're going to go to Wampoa Garden and do this one first. I don't feel like doing a party right now, so we'll head there. I will bring Duncan, Gobbet, and some of these guys are expensive, but I like El Duce. El Duce is hella sick. He's a useful guy to have around. I'll give him that much. I think we don't really need a mage. We already have a shaman. I do wish she was a little bit more, I guess, offensively arrayed. I wish she had 1 or 2 attack abilities that were a little bit better. She's built completely and totally as a support class, which is alright. But, you know, sometimes it's nice to have a character that can lay down some daka, physical or immaterial. And a physical musician over here. I'm sorry, physical musician. X-Flow. A physical magician. I've actually not played around. What's that right there? It's 5 armor. I haven't played around a whole lot with the Adepts. He's got Mana Ball and he's got Power Bolt. Let's take an Adept along this time. I don't get to play with Adepts very much, and so I figure it's probably a good idea to have one along, and we'll see what his power and skills and abilities look like. Confirm. Wampoa Garden, a carnival of chrome and neon, rife with every manner of technology and artifice one can imagine. The entire area is the feel of a night market, save that chips are sold in lieu of steamed buns and vendors hawk the latest drones rather than folk art. Something stalks the streets, hiding just out of sight. It stalks the Wampoan elders, the leaders of a band of tech-savvy squatters that have claimed this neighborhood as their own. The streets smell of ozone and fear, and those Wampoans you pass in the MTR station have a haunted, furtive look in their eye. While the killer has struck only at the elders thus far, it may only be a matter of time before ordinary residents are menaced as well. Okay. Probably won't bring that along for right now. I thought that was going to be important for the storyline later on, but it looks like it's a single-use item that allows me to summon the spirit of a dead sorcerer. I suppose I could kit my team out a little bit better, but they come with good stuff, and so I don't tend to worry. You have nitro on you right now? Damn, son. Ready to go. Yes. There we go. The streets of Wampoa Garden are slick with rain, glittering under the neon glow of myriad signs and holographic displays. The sky reflects the same glow, painting the white apartment blocks the sickly orange of sodium streetlights. The smell of grilling meat mingles with other rarer scents, ozone, engine oil, and high-tech fabrication facilities. Despite the hour, there are plenty of people out and about. You can hear the calls of street vendors and touts urging people into their stores. Gobbet stretches her arms out, turning in a circle. Welcome to the wonderful world of Wampoa, but seriously, that's what they call the boat. Mall, or whatever. Why the hell would somebody build a mall shaped like a boat? At a guess, it's because it's memorable. What other reason could there be? When the economy tanked after the crash of 29, the techno-fetishist tribes started squatting in it. They've been here ever since. No use standing around here in the rain then. Come on, let's go see what the elders have to say. Alright, so we'll find ourselves some Wampoan elders, but for right now, my name is Splattercat. I will see you all later in the next episode of Shadowrun Hong Kong. Check the game out down below in the description if you wanted to purchase it. It is a pretty solid little title. I will see you in the next episode. Hi-do, everybody.